So today was the final day of my 24-day squat challenge, and instead of going hell for leather, I just did a bit more of a relaxing workout where I'm just working more on my pause squats and really checking to see my both knee position, hip position, my butt winking and all that kind of stuff. So shot myself from a whole bunch of different angles. And from behind you can see, yeah, there's a little bit of rounding of the back, but nothing compared to what it used to be. And each one of these, when I'm going down into the bottom position, that's me effectively almost in a resting position. If I had no weight on me, the only thing that would be different is my upper back would be curved over. Now the thought of knees, like if you look at my heels of my feet, they are pretty much right underneath my hips, maybe just fractionally wider than my hips. So generally, I would call that a fairly narrow stance. Not quite deadlift narrow, but narrow for my types of squats, which requires my knees to definitely go forward, because what I'm wanting is I'm wanting the weight to come straight down in a vertical position. As you can see, that's me with 80 kilograms, and in my ass to grass position, when I'm down there, there's a lot of pressure on my body, so my upper body is actually probably the bit that's getting more of the work out there. You can see the veins slowly starting to come out in my back, not my back, in my shoulders and my neck. But my legs, when I'm down in that position, pretty much aren't really doing anything. So I consider that to be an efficient angle for me to be at if I'm all the way down there. So I could effectively probably hold it down in that fully squat position for as long as I wanted, but what would be the failing factor would possibly be my upper back, my shoulders and my core is probably what's giving out the most there. And also whenever I'm then pushing up, because my legs have been down in that position for so long that they're pretty tired of pushing up. You know, that's really not using any form of stretch reflex to get me back up. So and also whenever I do go up, the pressure that is built up in my upper body from doing it really can make me very dizzy. However, so after 24 days of squatting almost every single day, I've managed to squat every single day. I've done fairly heavy weights. I've increased my maximum, my 1 rep maximum, without any problem, and both in my front squat and my back squat. And I've not had any back pain, not had any knee pain, not had any ankle pain. I have had a sore butt sometimes, but that's, I think, from the chair which I sit in the office, not from anything to do with squats or anything like that. So I was, you know, if people say squats are bad for your knees, I would say sitting on a chair is probably bad for your ass. So everything's bad for you unless you do it more often, I say. So yeah, that was, what's that? That was with 90 kilograms. I went up to about 100 kilograms again, just working on the pause squat. And as you can see, like, that is as deep as I go normally if I'm doing a normal squat. It's about 1 inch or a couple centimeters above where the safety pins are at level 4 on the squat rack. And when I'm down there, yeah, legs are absolutely fine. And whenever I do come up, there is a whole different type of movement of like my knees and my hips. So, you know, one bit engages before the other. But generally, my upper body is fairly much more vertical, much more upright whenever I'm doing these squats now. And I feel comfortable right down in that position. So that feels good. And as you can see, look at the veins in my neck and everything. The difficulty of the pause squat, of the bit at the very bottom for me, is not the legs, it's making sure that my head doesn't explode or veins don't explode out my neck. So that's probably where it's definitely core exercises whenever you're right down at the bottom. But for me, absolutely no strain on the knees. Like, I've been totally conscious of my knees, thinking, you know, this should be bad for my knees. But not at any point have I actually had a sore knee. I've just been very, you know, almost hyper conscious of my knees. And also over this time, I haven't done that much cardio or anything like that, so I've definitely put on some fat. I'm up to 85.5 kilograms. So over the next month, I'm going to try and lose some weight and get my abs back and work more on the deadlifts and the other exercises. So there you go. That was my final set of the 24-day squat challenge. However, I've got my results day to come up in 5 days later. So there, we'll see how it really happens.